Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the Rediscover Your Stash hop on YouTube. I think I said that right. I didn't participate last month, so I Rediscover Your Stash hop. That's what it is. This month we are using Rub Ons from ours, and these are likely the only Rub Ons I have in my stash. I had some, I think I gave them to my sister a while ago because I was not using them. And this is really all I have. So I'm going to make some thank you cards. I've had these forever. Or maybe some congratulation cards. So I'm going to use some very simple cards using these rub-ons. And then I'm just going to grab some of these washi sheets. I have a variety of them here. I will link everything below that is in stock at Brutus Monroe. These are from my stash, so I don't believe these are available anymore. I don't even know where these are from, to be honest with you, or where I got them from. But all the links below are affiliate links, so that just means that I get a small kickback, but it doesn't cost you anything if you choose to buy something using one of my links, which I appreciate. So I have some of the ones I have here is rubbings. I have the Celebrate. In particular, I have the washi maps, which I will get into later with the cards more when I get there. And then I may pull in some pattern paper to show you an option in case you don't have any washi. The Brutus Monroe washi comes, you get 2 per pack. They just are like stickers. They just pull right off. And they're fairly a great price point. So I'll be back and we will get into our cards. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is take one of these washi maps. There is Washi Maps 1, Washi Maps 2, and Washi Maps 3. This one is Washi Maps 2, and I'm going to use it because I've got these open spaces here. There are 4 card panels. This to make 4 A2 card panels per sheet. You get 2 of these per sheet from Brutus Monroe, and I'm just going to line them up pretty carefully. I may cut these down a little bit, especially if I don't cut them perfectly. And then you can they're very faint, but I don't know if you can kind of see, you can see the line between them that kind of separates them. And I'm just going to put that line right on the edge of my trimmer and trim it. And if I get close, that's good enough for me. Obviously you could do, 4.5 should be, or 4.25 should be the halfway point. And then 5.5 the long way. So we've got 4. I'm going to go ahead and get started and show you how we're going to do this. So I think to get started, I'm going to use the rubbings one first, which has this awesome rainbow, which would make some good thank you cards for teachers. And all I'm going to do is take one of these off, and I'm just going to line it up like so. I may have to grab my cheaters here, you guys, so that I can see them. And I just line them up on the gray lines, just like that. Do you see that? I'm going to grab my cheaters here. And then because this is a card panel, I am going to just trim off just a little bit, like this, and roll it over the end. And then I'm going to use the other side, and I'm going to use the end that is not the cut end. And I'm going to wrap it around and just line that up on the gray again, as best as I can straight. Cut a little bit off. And because, you could wrap the whole thing, but I'm just going to wrap a little bit and save this maybe for another, you could do a little die cut out of there or not. And then I'm going to keep going. So I'm just going to do, I think I'm going to do every other color of the rainbow since we just have the 4. So I'll do yellow, and then we'll just keep going from there. So good. There's many different washis Brutus Monroe has come out with. They have some seasonal ones. There's usually some per every release. This month for February, they have some doodle ones that are black and white that you can color on. But I wanted to use up some things that have been sitting in my stash for a while, and I hadn't used these. So I thought this would be a good way to use them. And to be honest with you, they make a very good thank you card. So for a teacher. And the other thing that's nice about this, okay, so I didn't quite get that on perfectly, but if I don't push it down too tight, I can pull it up just a hair and rub. These are sticky, like stickers. They're like washi stickers. I can rub them down, use a bone folder if I have to, or this is just a palette knife, just to kind of smooth out any wrinkles. If I get some pretty bad wrinkles in them because I was not paying attention, I can just put like a sentiment over that. But these washi sheets and washi maps are just perfect for a quick and easy card. These washi stickers that you can just quick, you don't have to worry about lining them up. I'm horrible with straight lines. Now I'm going to use the dark purple versus the light purple just because I think the dark purple will go easier with this color scheme. And so these kind of look like crayon rubbings. I'm going to layer that there. Like I said, I might cut these down just a hair, but because they're sticky, I can just fold them over on the back and I'm going to put them on a card base and no one's ever going to know. So you can use strips of paper, which I'm going to show you on another one. And then we will get started. So let's go and we'll grab our thank yous. Like I said, these are from Pebbles Incorporated, I think. Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, I bought these so long ago. The back on these say 2007. That's how old these are. I don't even know if I have a popsicle stick, to be honest with you, to rub them with. So I may have to try something else. I'm going to go ahead and just cut a part between them so I don't accidentally, you know, make that mistake. I'm going to just go ahead and put it down. And then I'm going to grab my bone folder here, see if I can get it to do that with that, because I don't have a handy popsicle stick. And just rub it all over. You just need to burnish your rubbings. I can kind of tell by looking at it because the color changes a little bit. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but you can see where there's some dark areas and some light areas. And like I said, I don't have a popsicle stick. I don't think. I forgot to grab one of those. But I do have this wooden ruler that might help. This is actually from Brutus Monroe as well. And I'm going to go ahead and just keep kind of rubbing them in until I don't, so they all look, oh, yep, I can see the paper starting to move. And then I'm going to kind of just go like, yep, I see a little spot right here. Like I said, if it's not perfect, I'm okay with that because it's like a crayon rubbing. So, and then peel it off, and it's not perfect, but it works for me. So I can add an image right here. I'm actually thinking about, I have some images on my desk like that I could just use. Like I have this beautiful floral like this. I do have some that are on white, which is what I think I'm going to use instead. I have this that has more of this color of this blue, and I think I'm just going to pop that right on here with some liquid glue. So this will be a short and sweet card today. We got a couple of cards projects today. Ooh, I threw it down on my paper. I'm gonna go ahead and put that down. And then all I have to do is put this on a card base, and I have the perfect little thank you card. It's pretty much one layer. Obviously the die cut makes it not one layer, but I'm gonna add some glue here quick to this. I just have some liquid glue in my little Gina K bottle here. I think this is some Barely Arts glue just because that's what I had on hand. Any liquid glue, whatever liquid glue you like, just a good solid glue, or you can use paper glue or tape runner if you prefer. The Rediscover Your Stash blog hop or YouTube hop and Instagram hop is a monthly thing that we host, that is hosted by Sarah. And every month we have a theme of something to use up from our stash. And this month was, like I said, Rub Ons. So here is card number 1. Next, I'm going to go ahead and make a quick congratulations card. And I'm going to grab the Celebrate washi, which is all these fun fireworks pattern. I like to keep mine in my packaging and just cut the top off so that I can stick them back inside. And I think these are fun for, you know, because, you know, you have a party or something. Congratulations. Woohoo. And I'm pretty much going to stay. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to stick with these colors because these are the darker ones, and those would match very well with a 4 card. And I'm just going to go ahead and grab one. And like I said, we're going to just plop them in. We're going to do some of the bigger ones first. And then once again, just cut a piece of it off and flip it over the edge. Then I can use the other side. I can use the other side here, or I could use the other side in another spot, which I think is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to use up the washi that I have first, because it's not necessarily a pattern you have to keep in line. But that way I can kind of, so I'm going to fold it over this way, and then I'm going to fold it over this way, and look at how quick and simple that was. And then I have one little piece right here that it's not quite straight. Let's see if I can cut a straight edge that I could go ahead and throw in somewhere else if it's long enough, like right here. Look at, it's not quite long enough, so we'll have to save this piece. I could put it up in here, but then it's really close to those other ones, so we'll save that one for right now. Let's go on and grab this red one. I'm gonna go and put the red one right here. It's a little bit longer one. Once again, cut this off. And then I think maybe pop this one down. I'm going to pop this one down over here. And then again, as I said, you could just completely fold them over. But like I said, I'm cutting off the little bit of edges just because, who knows, I might want that little piece. I've got this kind of purpley one here. We'll stick that one on. This will be the long one. And you could totally just use the same pattern, you know, over on this side and continue the pattern if you want. Like I said, I'm kind of just going to random put them down so that they're in different spots. I'm going to put this one up here, I think. Cut that off. I'm going to cut that one off close because there's just enough of a firework here that I'm wondering if I can put that on here if I straight, you know, if I put this straight, cut this off here, I can put that one right here, and it's just the right amount. I might not have cut that quite straight, but I can kind of make it, and then I can fold it over, and I've used up almost all of that. I mean, look at this tiny little piece, can even go right here. And I didn't have to cut another strip. I could have probably put one of the, like I said, one of those other ones, and I just bend it over. Nobody's going to see the backside. And then I think we're going to go with, I'm going to go with this bright, fun, shiny one like this. Go ahead and we're going to cut that off. And we'll probably put this one on this side just because, oops. Like I said, if I don't push them down too tight, because like I said, I'm not very good with straight lines. That's why I love these washi maps, because they have exactly where you need to go. And so you just have to layer them on as long as you don't push too hard. And then I'm going to go ahead back and grab this little piece right here. This is from one of our first ones, and we're just going to use that little corner up right there. Cut a little bit of that off and flip it over. And we've got the designs of a nice card here. Let's grab our congratulations rub on. I think a reason I bought these, I was just getting into card making. I don't even know if I had any stamps yet. And I thought to myself, these will make very perfect, easy cards someday. And here we go. So these could be, like I said, I've been crafting for a long time. I don't know how old these are. That it's just funny that it is. And actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the whole long one off here. And we're going to use both the rub-ons. I mean, I think rub-ons, I feel like I've been seeing a lot of them lately, or they're becoming a little bit more. So I'm just going to kind of line it up as best as I can. And I really like them. I kind of feel like I need to have more rub-ons. I need to invest in some rub-ons. They've been fun. I've used them a little bit. I've been seeing people use them, and I'm kind of like, oh, what a great idea. One thing I noticed with these is that they're kind of wiggly, so that's why I'm not getting that most perfect impression. So I need to make sure I'm being careful to not move the rub-on. But if I send these to a friend and they're not perfect, that friend is not going to care. They're just going to be happy I sent them a card. Or a family member. And I'm just going to kind of peek at it, and it looks like they're all dark and black, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull those off. Yeah, see, so this one I got a really good one. This one's not quite so perfect, but it works for me. So I can go ahead and, like I said, add something else to it. I have another, you know, this or maybe some bling, but I think I want to leave this one just as is. I'm just going to grab a card base. I'm sorry if I swiggle the camera because they are directly behind my camera here. I think I have one right there. And I'm going to grab my actual ATG gun this time. Throw this one on. And we'll quick put that on my card base. You could cut it down just slightly if you wanted to and put it on a colored card base. But look at that. 2 cards in like, I don't even know how many minutes. 14 minutes we've made 2 cards. Now, you don't have any washi tape, but this intrigues you. You can go ahead and get the washi maps. I'm going to go ahead and show you one with this one. No, we'll use this one because you can use them as portrait or landscape. And I just grabbed a pattern paper. This one's called Funky Florals. I'm not sure if it's in stock. I will link it if it is. And I cut them down into 7. I just kind of measured the lines, 7/8. And just going to kind of line them up. I tried to keep them in order. And they may not be perfect, but I tried to keep them in order so that I could put them down. Okay, like this. And then all I'm going to do is grab some tape. Actually, I think for me, I'm going to use some liquid glue. And just put some liquid glue on in the corners, just because I have a magnetic mat here. And I can go ahead and I have a little extra wiggle room if I don't get them perfect. I go ahead and throw my magnet down on top. Now I know this one's next, but I'm going to skip that one for a minute because I want to go ahead and grab the next one. I don't need it. We don't have a lot of glue because I have barely arts glue in mine, and it's very sturdy. I don't know if that's the right word. If I get a little extra glue dribble over the side, I just grab a towel like this. Dab it. God, throw that on there. Magnet on there. We'll put this magnet back over here. Grab this one. I'm just looking at my pattern to see that they kind of go in order. It looks kind of funky right there. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be this way. There we go. Excuse me. I'm glad I checked that out. I thought that looked kind of funky. And we're going to just kind of throw in some glue right here. I said tape runner would work really well too with this, but I'm just going to use the liquid glue for some wiggle room. If you cut these a little bit wider, like I said, these were 7/8, ended up being kind of perfect as I went down the paper pack. I had exactly the same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 one 6x6 piece of paper, made 7 of them. I can't talk tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and put that one in. And like I said, the gray lines kind of do all the hard work for you to make sure it's kind of straight or straight-ish. Like I said, perfection is not, this is handmade. So, that's what makes it handmade, is if there's a little bit of a off, just a hair. We try our best, right, every day. I'm just kind of eyeballing that. We'll glue that back down. We'll hold that glue for just a minute. Oh, this one looks like it needs to go this way, just a hair. So they're all lined up. Now, if you ended up putting this in and they didn't get lined up perfectly, like that one doesn't look like and I think it's already glued, you could cover it with a piece of a find a piece of paper that matches this color and just put that over the top and you would be good. All right, now we've got this down. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my paper trimmer to trim this instead of my scissors and line the edge of that up. Like I said, this would be an easy way to go ahead and trim it down just a hair if you wanted to. Cut those off. And then we're gonna go ahead and do the other side. But I think I'm gonna use tape runner for this side. So I'm just gonna go ahead and throw some tape on each one of these little squares, and then we'll throw a little bit of liquid glue in there too. Just to, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. You know, you can wrap that, I have that extra glue on the side, just wrap that around the side. Add a little bit of little glue in the corners, just because that's what helps keep those pieces down. Just a little liquid glue. Little dab. And then we'll go ahead and line this up. I think I'm gonna go the other direction with this pattern paper though. So I just wanna make sure, I'm gonna flip them over and make sure we've got the right. So this is the bottom piece. So we're gonna go ahead and put that piece there because that's the bottom of that daisy. And then here's the next piece of that daisy. I wanted to add this yellow daisy here. We've got the middle of our daisy. And you can use your grid mats to kind of line them up. But the big key is here. Over here is not going to matter so much because now I got to figure out which piece we got next here. That came off there. Trying to just match it up here a little bit. Am I missing a piece? No, where did it go? This one came here, so this is the one that goes here. Not quite sure what happened to that part of the flower. And then this one would go up here. I think I got them backwards. That's just weird. Sorry, you guys. I am weird that this happened. Oh, I see. This was down here. Oh, darn it. Anyway, this was the top of our paper. Do you see that? Let's see if we can get them off and redo this with the glue. I think because it's not quite set, we can pull that off. See, mistakes happen. And that's part of the reason with using some liquid glue, you can pull them off. You have a little bit of wiggle room. Time to pull them off, and no one's ever going to know that you had to do that. So let's see if we can get that one off. The Brutus Monroe pattern paper it's got a nice shiny finish to it, so I think that's what helps it, so that it's not quite set up yet. I need a little extra glue, so I was able to fix that. I got a little extra glue on the side here. So we're just going to let that sit for a minute. Let's put some magnets on there. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut them off. This time I'll just use my scissors. If I can find my big scissors. Okay, I don't see my big scissors, so we'll grab the... Alrighty. Just put this up over on the side. Line it up in my trimmer. And then look at that. See? Very quick and simple. Using the same idea, but I didn't have any, and I'm just wiping off the extra glue that's there. Sometimes when it dries, if there's a little tip for you, you can grab a little pokey tool thing and you can just kind of scrape it. Or if you have one of those gum erasers, which I do, I don't think it's, oh, maybe it's right here. Once it's dry, you can use your gum eraser to kind of erase that extra glue too, but you do want to make sure it's dry before you do that, because if it's not quite dry, it won't erase properly. It'll just kind of dirty up your paper. And then you can have, like I said, you could put a sentiment down the middle here. You could put a pattern piece, a piece of solid cardstock down the middle with something in it. Or you can go this way, which is the way I think I'm going to go because of my sentiments. I'm going to go ahead and do another thank you card. Actually, does my thank you just fit in the middle right there? It does. So I'm going to put thank you. And actually, because I want to, I'm going to put a couple thank yous on here. We're going to do 3 thank yous. Okay. I'm going to thank you, thank you, thank you. And then you could embellish it or add anything else you want. I'm going to do some very simple cards today, just because I don't do them very often with very few things in my stash. Just going to hold this down real good because, like I said, if you move your rub-ons around a little bit when you're doing it, it can make them kind of chalky and gappy. So I'm trying to not to move them too much, so I get a nice clean finish. Like it just moved just a hair. I'm going to line that back up the best I can. What happened? It's right there. There we go. It's not perfect, but it will work. And there we go. So I don't work with, obviously I don't work with rub-ons very often, but I'm going to put one right here. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do this side first. If I had the right popsicle stick, it probably would be easier, but the edge of this wooden rule is working just fine too for my purposes. And I'm rushing, of course. When you videotape, sometimes I feel like things are just a little different than when you're just playing around on your craft room. And then last but not least, I'm going to put one more. And I'm thinking about, I'm going to put it up here. I'm going to put it right here. Right here. And the T and the end of the Y go just perfectly in the space. So it just looks like it was meant to be. Got some sticky fingers. So I appreciate you guys. Check it all out. I will have the hashtag for the hop so that you can go and see who else is participating. There's also one over on Instagram that you can watch, or I mean, you can kind of look through and like and follow along. Maybe you'll find a new crafter to follow. So I appreciate you guys. Let's move these out of the way and show you the 3 quick cards we made tonight. Well, obviously I have to put this on a card base. So I'm just going to pretend. Put that on a card base. I'll put that on a card base. We've got 3 cards tonight. 1, 2, and where did our thank you card go? I'm missing the thank you card. Oh, there it is. So there we go, you guys. Move this off to the right there. We got 3 cards that we created tonight in a quick amount of time. I appreciate y'all for stepping by. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you like, and I will hopefully see you next month. Bye.